everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I'm going to share with you guys a collective haul of books that I've received from between October and November. I didn't have much of a haul in October, so I figured I'd just combine it with November's and make one big haul. So I figured that would be kind of fun. I got books from all over the place. I got books from Book Outlet. I got books from Barnes & Noble. I got books from Target, books from Amazon. I got a gift and a box that I just received today that I'm going to open with you guys on camera. So let's start with the Book Outlet books. Book Outlet had a sale going on for Black Friday. I think it goes till December 2nd, where like all the books were... Oh wait, hold on. I put this in the wrong one. This goes in the Target. My bad. Okay, so I got 6 books from Book Outlet. They had a whole sale, so every book was like that was on sale was like $5.99. So I got 6 books for just under $40, which is an amazing deal. So we're gonna go through those books first. The first one we've got is The Scorpion and the Night Blossom by Amelie Wenzel. I have another book from her on my shelf that I haven't gotten to yet, but this one sounded really interesting. And I really love these sprayed edges with the design on it. It's the same all around. And then I really like these end pages, which is a cool design, the flowers. And the hardback itself is really pretty with this foiling on the cover. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this, like, as in they've read it. I've seen it around, but no one's really talked about reading it. So I'm like, you know what? I want to give it a shot. And it says, 9 years ago, the war between the Kingdom of Night and the Kingdom of Rivers tore An Yin's family apart, leaving her mother barely alive and a baby sister to fend for. Now the mortal realm is falling into eternal night, and Mo, beautiful ravenous demons, roam the land, feasting on the flesh of humans and drinking their souls. An Yin is no longer a helpless child, though. Armed with her crescent blades and trained in the ancient art of practicing, she has decided to enter the immortality trials, which are open to any mortal who can survive the journey to the immortal realm. Those who complete the trials are granted a pill of eternal life. The one thing An Yin knows can heal her dying mother, but to attain the prize, she must survive the competition. Death is common in the trials, yet oddly, An Yin finds that someone is helping her stay alive. A rival contestant, powerful and handsome, Yu Chen is as secretive about his past as he is about his motives for protecting An Yin. The longer she survives the trials, the clearer it becomes that all is not right in the immortal realm. To save her mother and herself, An Yin will need to figure out whether she could truly trust the stranger she's falling for, or if he's the most dangerous player of all, for herself and for all the realms. And that sounds really interesting, especially with trials and competitions like that. It's like a buzzword for me. So anything that has that in a book, I'm automatically going to get. So I'm very excited to give this one a go. Sounds really, really good. And then the next book from Book Outlet, I got The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. The reason why I got this one is because I have plans for a particular series in the new year. So I needed this book for that particular series. So I'm not going to give away the information about that yet, but watch out for a special announcement. So that's all I'm going to talk about for this book. And then the next one I picked up from Book Outlet is called Exquisite Ruin by Adrienne May. I haven't heard a single person talk about this at all. I haven't seen anybody read it or mention it in any video. But this has also been on my Amazon wish list for quite a while. Speaking of, all these books were on my list in some way, in some form. So most of them came off my Amazon wish list when I got them because they were like $5.99. So I figured, steal. And this has really cool sprayed edges with a design with like black and gold all around. I think that's really cool. And it says, Sedera wakes in the labyrinth, remembering nothing except that she is a powerful sorceress. Her only companion is a hostile immortal named Dezra, beautiful, dangerous, and demonic, who bound his divine soul for power and revenge. Despite their animosity, the two have no choice but to work together to reach the center and defeat the monster who prevents their escape. But the longer they wander, the more deadly and alive the maze becomes, and the more Sedera finds herself drawn to Dezra in ways she can't explain. As sorceress and demon develop a tenuous truce, the labyrinth gives Sedera glimpses of their shared history of passion and pain that make her question everything she knows. Unlocking the secrets of her past may be the only way to survive and heal their entwined fates. But as she learns more about the betrayals that brought them to the labyrinth, Sedera begins to fear that the monster at the center could be Dezra or even herself. And that sounds really interesting to me. So I'm really excited to give this one a go. Probably won't be anytime soon, but hopefully maybe the next year. And then the next book I got from Book Outlet was Seven Summers by Paige Toon. I read 2 other books from this author and absolutely loved them. Only Love Can Hurt Like This and 5 Years From Now. They were both like 5 stars for me. Absolutely loved them. And this one, I believe, is like a dual timeline. We're going back and forth between this summer and then 6 summers ago, and we're going back and forth. And I saw that Abby Jimenez also blurbed this book. And Abby Jimenez is like the queen of romance for me. And Paige Toon is pretty close to that also. I feel like Paige Toon knows how to rip your heart out and then bring you some hope at the same time. So, like, she's one of those authors that just, like, it's just, her writing is so realistic, and the way she writes relationships, just, they really get me the heart. So, I'm very excited to read this one, and I believe this is also going to be in my December TBR. Because I already filmed my December TBR, and this technically is in it. So, watch out for that TBR video. I'm not sure which will be up first. Probably my TBR. And then you'll see this one, most likely. But I am very excited to read this. And then the next book we've got from Book Outlet is A Touch of Shadows by Jessica Thorne. I have another book I haven't heard anyone talk about, but I found it interesting. Well, the synopsis, that is. It says, raised in the forest by a witch with as many secrets as she has spells, Ren's life is full of rules. For if anyone learns that shadow magic whispers to her every day, her life will be over. She sees a handsome knight alone in the dark wood and under attack. Why is it she can no longer resist his whispers? To serve his kingdom, Finn hunts down users of shadow magic, taking them prisoner or worse. However, Ren's magic is the only way to save him, but her choice comes with a cost. As her skin gently brushes his, an uncontrollable desire floods through both their veins, binding them irrevocably. With their futures now intertwined, will Ren regret breaking the most important rule of all, or will their passion save them both from the threat of war sweeping the kingdom? And that sounds really cool, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. Not sure when yet, but I definitely want to. And then the last book I got from Book Outlet was A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. I know she's a very popular thriller author. Right now, a lot of people are really enjoying her newest release, Too Old for This. But this is like one of her earlier releases, I believe. I remember when like people used to be talking about this one in particular that I added to my list. Oh, this one came out in 2023, so about 2 years ago. So I remember people talking about it back then, but no one has talked about it since. And I kind of want to go into this kind of blind, so I'm not going to read the synopsis on this one. But I do remember, like, around the time this came out, I heard interesting things about it, and how it's very twisty. And I've never read Samantha Downing before, so I'm excited to give this one a shot. Maybe I will do it in the next year. That'll be fun. And now we are moving on to my Barnes & Noble books. Sorry about that. Already texted. Alright. So, back to my Barnes & Noble books. The first one that I picked up from there is Druid Curse by C.J. Burright. This is also going to be in my December TBR. I am buddy reading this with my bestie Clint, and I am very excited for it. I've talked about this one in a couple of videos recently, and I'm excited to read it. It's every 50 years, this guy Kellen escapes his magical prison for 7 days, and then he's coming up on his last chance to break the curse or he'll be bound forever. So this girl named Maggie comes in. She's the last living descendant of the witch who cursed him, and she's the only one who can help him get out of it. And she's jumping at this chance to win this big cash prize, and she never expected to find Kellen, so it's going to be interesting. 1 week of freedom, 1 cursed druid, 1 woman who could break the spell or doom them both. I am very excited to read this. I think it's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to dive on in December. And then the next book I got from Barnes & Noble is What Fury Brings by Tricia Levenseller. I haven't read anything from this author yet. I do have 2 of her YA books. I believe I have one of the pirate books, I can't remember which one, and Blade of Secrets, I believe is the other one. I haven't read any of those. Oh yeah, I also have The Shadows Between Us that I haven't yet read. I think is also YA. So I might end up doing a video of reading all of my Tricia Levenseller books, because she's an author I'm really interested in and haven't tried anything from yet. But this is her adult debut, as far as my understanding is, and this was also my most anticipated releases video that I did a little while back. And all I know I don't know a lot, but from my understanding, it's more like these women are like witches, I think, or warriors, something like that. And then there's a shortage of men, so they have to like get men to marry into. Yeah, basically she has to kidnap a husband, and yeah, basically they're trying to get men to marry in, so they could, you know. But this land is basically ruled by women, though, which I think is fascinating, because most of the books that I read, in most cases, in romanticy especially, it's usually the men that like are the rulers, and this one the women are the rulers. So I am down for this. Plus it has really pretty sprayed edges. I love that blue and white. And then the end pages are kind of interesting, the similar kind of pattern. And then I absolutely love the naked hardback, because let me show you. So we have the women in the front, like that. And then we have the guy on the back. And he is good looking. So, and those eyes, you just want to stare into those eyes for like forever. But I am very fascinated by this book, and I definitely want to read it. I might try and do like a Tricia Levenseller vlog of the ones that I have sometime in 2026. I haven't decided when I'm doing that yet, but keep an eye out for it, because I definitely want to do one, since I have a bunch of her books that I need to read. So I'm very excited for this one. And then the last book I got from Barnes & Noble is The Primal of Blood and Bone by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the newest in her Blood and Ash series, along with the Flesh of Fire series as well. I know you're supposed to read them in like publication order. This is the newest one that just came out. I've been trying to collect all the books in the series, because at some point, once all the books are officially out, I want to do one huge vlog reading the whole series. Because I read the first book like years and years and years ago, and I liked it at the time, but I don't remember anything. So I want to start over from the beginning and just read the whole series in publication order and do a whole vlog while I'm doing it, because I just think that'd be a lot of fun. I could finally read the whole series once it's officially, all the books are out. I believe there's another one coming, I think next year, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's a lot of books in these series, in the series as a whole, for the main series and the prequel series. They're kind of all intertwined with each other. And I have heard people say that the first few books are amazing and then it kind of drifts off into like other territory that people don't love as much. But I want to try it for myself and see what I think. So I'm going to be working on collecting all the books so I can do that one big vlog. And I've been trying to get all the editions in the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Personally, because I find them a lot nicer looking, in my opinion. And I also really do like these end pages. Kind of look like that. And the actual hardback kind of looks like that with the foiling. And I really like the silver foiling. I think it's really cool. I prefer it over like the normal copy, which is why I've been collecting all these in the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. But I am very much looking forward to getting to this series once I have all the books. Alright, now we're moving on to Target books. So let's go through all the Target ones. This first one I got is Bitten by Jordan Stephanie Gray. And I did see Target had like a special edition exclusive to Target. But I wanted to get this edition because I like this one a little bit more than I did the other edition. Because the other one just had like gold edges with no design on it. But I love the design on this one. I kind of prefer it. And then it also has these really cool end pages. I believe it's the same thing on the other side. And then I adore this physical hardback. It's the same on both sides. And I just feel like it's a little bit nicer than the Target exclusive edition, which is why I got this one instead from Target. But I have specific plans for this book for next year. So if you want to hear about those plans, make sure you stay subscribed to my channel so you can keep up on all the things. And it sounds really interesting. It says, after a vicious werewolf attack on the night of her 17th birthday party, Vanessa Hart loses everything she loves in a split second. Her best friend, her father, and even her home. Bitten and imprisoned without explanation, Vanessa endures an agonizing transformation into the very beast that maimed her, and her captors make it clear that she cannot escape. She will either swear her life to the Wolf Queen's court or she will die. With no other choice, Vanessa joins the court in the enchanted castle Severy, where flowering vines grow through the walls, gifts are bestowed by the stars, and a claw can break through skin as easily as it can silk. But she hasn't forgotten what they stole from her. Vanessa still seeks vengeance, scheming in the shadows, even as she finds herself mesmerized by the Golden Prince, Sinclair Severy, who threatens to steal her heart though he is promised to her nemesis. Vanessa is also threatened by Sinclair's brooding, disgraced cousin, Calix, whose smoldering gaze hides dangerous secrets. Immersed in the magic of their whimsical yet cruel society, Vanessa soon learns not all is as it seems. The court is at war, and Vanessa may be a pawn in its lethal game. So that sounds really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to reading this next year. And then the next book that I got from Target is called A Witch of the Wolves by Kaylee Archer. Yes, Archer. It's kind of hard to read because of the Target sticker. But I haven't heard anyone mention this book at all anywhere. But it sounded really interesting when I looked at the synopsis. And I also really like these sprayed edges with this design they have going on. I think that's really cool. It really matches the cover, I feel. And let me tell you what it says, because I feel like it does a better explanation of what I could say. So it says, Cordelia Levine, a 23-year-old witch hidden in the human world, leads a quiet life in London with her aunt, managing an apothecary for the supernatural. But her life is upended when a brooding and handsome werewolf, Bishop Danvers, kidnaps her on her estranged father's orders, the Alpha of the Albion Pack. It is at Trevelyan, her father's estate, that Cordelia learns she comes from a long line of witches with secondary werewolf traits, a powerful and unique bloodline that must be protected from foreign packs. Not everyone in the pack is happy about Cordelia's arrival, and as danger closes in, she wonders if the man who ripped her from her life could be the one to save it. And that sounds so fascinating to me that like a witch can have like werewolf traits. So I'm like, ooh, interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's going to be like. And I'm hoping I'm going to like it, because it sounds really cool. And then the next one that I got from Target, I got it on a day where I was having a rough day, rough weekend, and I needed a little pick-me-up. So I picked up Bad Bishop by L.J. Shen. This is one of my most anticipated reads of the end of 2025. And it has this really cool sprayed edge design with a chest piece. And then it has that kind of coloring. And then on the inside, it has like this little art print, which I think is really cool. I love art prints in books. And from what I understand, this is a dark mafia book, with romance, obviously. It says, "My innocence was ripped from me one fatal night under the starless sky, resulting in an unwanted teenage pregnancy and a secret that Kimura must bury. My father decided to hand me off to the highest bidder. The lucky winner? Tiernan Callaghan, psychopath extraordinaire. The Irish mafia prince wants me for all the wrong reasons. Alliance, money, prestige, war. I am but a pawn in his twisted game. The man who sits on the throne of his enemies' skulls thinks I'm a weakling. Little does he know, in this chess game, the underdog wins. Because the thing about bad bishops, they protect good pawns." Which sounds really, really interesting. I say that word a lot. But it has my attention, and I definitely want to give this a go. Hopefully, definitely very soon in this coming year, because I definitely want to get to this one. Then the next three that I got from Target, I got from the buy two, get one free sale. I really thought, I should get it, because I have a hard time staying away from sales. This first one I got is a Target special edition of Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I have really been wanting to check this one out. I read First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Thought it was okay. I liked it, but I didn't love it. This one, though, has like paranormal elements because there's ghosts. So I thought maybe I'll give this one a shot. This one's been going around like crazy lately. Like, people seem to really been collecting this one in particular for the holiday season. So I'm very excited. I might try and read this for my readathon holiday-a-thon that I have coming up in December. And I really love this cover and these sprayed edges. I feel like it's a lot prettier than the regular edition, in my opinion, which is why I went with this edition. And I also really like this, what it looks like on the inside of the cover with the flowers. I think that's really cool. And I'm very much excited to read this. So I think it's going to be a fun time. And then the next book I got in that sale, this is Conform by Ariel Sullivan. This has been going around like Instagram a lot and a little bit on BookTube, and I'm very much looking forward to trying this one out. From my understanding, it's like a dystopian romantasy in a way. Kind of bringing like the old Divergent kind of books back, which I think is really fun because I love the Divergent series so much. I just didn't like how, I love the books, but the way they did Allegiant, the movie, I did not like how they did the ending, because that was completely different from the book. I wasn't crazy about that. But I'm very much looking forward to giving this one a go. It says, a lifelong outcast, 27-year-old Emmeline spends her days alone, sorting ancient art for destruction. Centuries after a catastrophic war nearly decimated humanity, society is now ruled by an elusive and technologically advanced group called the Ilum, who constantly monitor the population's health and mandate procreation contracts. But her bleak existence is shattered when, for the first time in decades, an Ilum named Colin takes a mate, Emmeline. Baffled as to why she was chosen, Emmeline is swept into the dangerous game of the courting phase, where one wrong move can mean elimination. Soon she discovers that a clandestine rebellion is rising, and that her mate may be keeping secrets of his own. Colin is confusing, both cold and protective, and worse, she finds herself drawn to the very last person she should be falling for, Hal, a member of the Resistance. As she draws closer to both Colin and Hal, the Ilum exercise their power in increasingly brutal ways, forcing Emmeline to question everything. Most of all, whether she'll have to give up her heart or even her life to stop them. That sounds right up my alley. I am very much excited to give this one a go. I would love to make this a priority in 2026, for sure. And then the last book that I got from that sale, which is a brick, is Alchemized by Sen-Lin Yu. This is giant. This is over 1,000 something pages. This could be a doorstopper. I know this was originally written as Manacled, which is a fan fiction with Harry Potter and the Handmaid's Tale. But in order to traditionally publish, the author had to completely scrub out all the fan fiction references and rewrite it. So even though I never read Manacled, I am interested in checking this out because everywhere I've been looking, my favorite booktubers, people that I watch, are constantly talking about this book and how amazing it is. I haven't heard a single bad review on this book. So I decided I needed to give it a go. Don't know when that is, because this is a huge book. Over 1,000 pages. I know I said that already, but it's a lot of pages. And I am a little disappointed, though, because I did notice when I opened the book, like, it came a little bit damaged right here. And I'm like, oh no, that's not good. Which is very sad. But I do want to try this book out. Ooh, I didn't see this before. I know it has like this on the inside of the jacket, but I didn't see the gold foiling on the hardcover before. So that's kind of cool. But this book is a chunker, and I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I would like to try in 2026. Because I've heard nothing but amazing things, and I'm feeling the FOMO. I need to get in on the know. So hopefully sometime in the next year, I will be reading this book. And I know my Hoopla also has the audio, so maybe I'll immersive read. That could be kind of fun. And that's all the Target books I have. Now let's move on to the Amazon books. First one is Brimstone by Callie Hart. I really loved Quicksilver when I read it last year. I can't wait for the Netflix movie. I've already started reading this. I am actually almost done with this book because I'm working on a new releases vlog, and this book is in that vlog. So I am currently reading it, and I'm actually almost done. I only have like about this much left. I read all this. So I'm hoping to finish this today. So that way I can move on to a new release book. And unfortunately, I'm sad about this part right here because it came a little bit damaged. I don't know what's up with Amazon lately, but a lot of the books I seem to be getting from Amazon seem to come a little bit damaged, which is sad. At some point though, I want to replace this with a Target Special Edition because the Target Special Edition is even nicer than this. So I'm really hoping to get the Target Edition at some point. But I do like these gold edges. I think it's kind of cool. And the end pages are nice. I think this is Carrion on here. And then we have end pages on the other end with the fox onyx, which I think is really cool. And then I think on the actual hardback, yep, it has onyx in gold foiling on the hardcover. I love onyx, by the way. Onyx is one of my favorites. And Carrion, I have to admit. But I am looking forward to finally finishing this book. Hopefully today. For sure. Alright, and then the next book I got from Amazon. We have Servant of Earth by Sarah Hawley. This has been going around on BookTube like crazy lately. One of my favorite booktubers is obsessed with the series. She's already read the second book, and she's saying it's God tier for her. So she's the reason why I picked this one up. Her name's Bailey. From Bailey's Bookshelf. I will link her down below if you want to check her out. But she's the one who really got me interested in picking this up. I know they have a paperback out, but I wanted the actual hardcover because I feel like the hardcover is a little bit nicer. And there's no actual, like, what's it called? Book jacket on it. So that makes it easy as well. I kind of like hardcovers that don't have book jackets because it makes it easier to hold. I mean, a lot of the times when I get a book with a book jacket, I just take the jacket off. But I just feel like this is a lot easier, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. I don't really know much except that it's an obsessive read and I need to be in the know. The FOMO's getting to me on this. This will also probably will be a priority in 2026 because I really want to read this book. I'm going to try and go in somewhat blind. I know a little bit, but overall, I know there's trials in it. And anytime someone says there's trials in the book, buzzword, I have to have. So I'm excited to give this one a go. Then the next one I got from Amazon is Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. I love this author. There was only one book I think I gave 3 stars by her, but everything else has been higher than 3 stars. And this is her new gothic romance, fantasy romance maybe. Not quite sure, but it came with these really cool edges, which I really, really like. I love the design. The top and the bottom are just plain black. But I love the design on the side here with the person. And all I know is that it's gothic, and I love a good gothic book. It has like these end pages that kind of look like that. I think it's the same on both sides. Let me check. Yep, same on both sides. And there's like a engraved purple foil butterfly on the actual hardback, which I think is really cool. Now I'm very excited to read this. It's another book I want to prioritize in the new year. It says, 12 years ago, Maven Blackthorn fled her small hometown, leaving behind the wreckage of her mother's suspicious death. But now, drawn back for her grandmother's funeral, Maven steps onto Blackthorn soil once more, only to find herself thrust into a fresh nightmare. Her grandmother's body has vanished. The Blackthorns immediately suspect the Crofts, the ruthless titans of Crofts Pharmaceuticals, whose bitter blood feud with the Blackthorns has spanned generations. But when Maven comes face to face with Ronan Croft, the son of her mother's suspected killer and the only man she ever loved, she discovers the forbidden passion they once shared is as alive and dangerous as ever. As long-buried family secrets claw their way to the surface, betrayal lurks behind every whisper and old vendettas ignite anew. The deeper Maven digs for answers, the more treacherous the game becomes. And the one man she can never seem to escape is hiding a truth that could burn their whole world down. In a town where the dead won't stay buried, is love salvation or the deadliest game of all? And I have to read this. I'm so excited to read this. This might be a priority. This will be a priority for the beginning of the year for sure. And then the next one I got from Amazon is 7 Deadly Thorns by Amber Hamilton. And this one sounded really, really interesting to me when I first looked it up. This was on my most anticipated releases video as well. I love this cover. I love these sprayed edges with the design with the flowers. And it's also on the top and the bottom. And I also really like these end papers. I think it's the same on the other side. Yep, same on the other side. And then I absolutely adore this hardback. I mean, how cool is this with all that gold on the hardcover? It says, "Let there be darkness." I'm like, ooh, interesting. Plus, it sounded right up my alley, and I feel like I need to read it. It says, Viola Sinclair has hidden her shadow magic her whole life. Discovery means certain death, for in the kingdom of Aragoa, dark magic is forbidden. When the queen finds out Viola's secret, she sends a royal assassin to kill her. He is given a cursed tattoo, 7 thorns on his arm for the 7 days he has to complete his deadly task. If he fails, he will be the one to die. The assassin is Roz Ruckart, an entitled prince, arrogant fellow student at Vandenberg Academy, and Viola's mortal enemy. The chance to strike Viola down is at Roz's fingertips. But he needs something from Viola, and he's willing to spare her life to get it. Forced to work together, Viola and Roz uncover terrible secrets, sinister threats, and an irresistible attraction. Can they learn to trust each other in time to save themselves and bring the light back to Aragoa? So I'm like, I'm sold. I need to read this. Another priority I want to read in 2026. And then another one I got from Amazon is Thorn Season by Kiera Azar. This was one I got in October. I am obsessed with this cover. I just think it's absolutely stunning. And it has these really cool edges. Like, I'm obsessed with how these edges are. I am absolutely in love. And then we have like the sky on the top, and then we have like the garden on the bottom, kind of, sort of ish. I just think that like the sprayed edges on this are amazing. So the next one that I picked up from Amazon is a new version of Mile High with this new cover and these sprayed edges. I have already read this book and absolutely loved it. I love the whole series. I'm working on trying to get the whole series with these covers and the sprayed edges. That I know The Right Move just came out like yesterday with this type of cover, and I want to grab that as well. I already own Rewind It Back in this style, so I just need to get the one that just came out, The Right Move, and then you get caught up and play along, and then I'll own the whole series, because I've already read the whole series and absolutely love the series. So I just want to collect them so I could have these editions, and I probably will reread because I absolutely love the series. So love it so much. I cannot wait to own the whole series. Alright, next book that I got back in October is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. I have already read this book. This was a Sweeney Reader's pick for October, and I really enjoyed it overall. I gave it 4 stars. I really connected with the main character because I have similar abilities to the main character. I don't have the exact same where I could see and talk to ghosts per se, but I'm a clairsentient empath, so I do have a similar ability where I could feel the spirits and I take on their emotions like easily if I don't put my boundaries up. But I do kind of get information about certain spirits so I can understand like who they are. Like, I'll know what's good, what's not. So I have a similar ability, which is why I connected to Collins in this book. And I really enjoyed it overall, but there was parts where it was lagging a bit, which is why it was a 4-star, not a 5. But overall, I had a fun time with it, and I do want to continue the series when the books come out. So that's all I have for Soul Searching, but I do recommend, if you haven't yet read it, it is a fun book, but it does lag a little. But overall, I had a fun time. Then the last book I got from Amazon is A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Ciccarelli. I recently found out this is actually a reprint of a book that she published a while back. And I didn't realize that until I looked it up. But I'm on a mission to read all of her books anyways, because she's become a new favorite author for me. I gave her duology, what's it called again? The second book's Rebel Witch. First one, oh yeah, Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch. I devoured those books, gave them both 5 stars, and I'm on a mission to read more from her. And I'm very much excited to read this one. It says, no matter how far she runs, the forest always comes for Emmeline Lark, haunting her with its mysterious disappearances and its tales of fey magic. When her grandfather goes missing, Emmeline is forced to venture into the woods to save him. There, Hawthorne Fell, a handsome and brooding tithe collector, brutally tries to dissuade her from searching, even as a magnetic spark ignites between them. Undeterred, Emmeline enters the court of the fabled Wood Cane and makes a deal, her voice for her grandfather's freedom. Little does she know, she stumbled into a curse that threatens the very existence of this eerie world where she's now trapped. To survive, she'll need to team up with the fiery yet secretive Hawthorne. If she fails, she'll lose everything she holds dear. And apparently everything has a cost. So I'm very excited to read this. This will be another priority in 2026. I may be making a video of 26 books I want to read in 2026. So I have so many that I really want to read and prioritize. So this will probably be on there as well. I'm excited for it. And then this book that I have here is a gift that I got from Kay Olson. I don't think she has it. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she's often in the Sweeney Readers, like Discord and all their live stuff. So, like, they're getting ready for a Sweeney sleepover coming up in December, and some people shared, like, their wish lists in the Discord that they have. And she gifted me this from my list, which I thought was so nice of her. So thank you, Kay. I really appreciate it. She gave me The House of Fur by Marissa Meyer. And I haven't heard many people read this yet or talk about it much, but it's definitely a book I really want to read because it's a retelling. It's a ghost of Bluebeard, a handsome count, and a con artist in over her head. And this is already on my December TBR, so I am very excited to read this because it has ghosts and Bluebeard and all the fun stuff. I love books with ghosts. Like, seriously, ghosts is probably one of my favorite things to read. So I am so excited to read this in December. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Kay. I cannot wait to dive on into this book. Last thing I have for you guys, it's an unboxing. So my bestie, Nikki, she had these books that I wanted to get. And she said she'd send them to me. So I'm very excited that she sent me this series of the ones that she's got. So let's unbox it and see if we can get this open. I don't know how to open this box. Here we go. Ooh, okay. She sent me an extra one that I wasn't expecting. I love it. So, my bestie Nikki gifted me these books. I'm very excited because this is awesome. So, I now have the indie version of Caught Up by Liz Tom 40. It's so cool. So, not only am I planning on getting the new release, but I also have the indie copy now, too. Ooh, the indie copy has a playlist. Ooh. That's cool. I might have to check out the playlist. But thank you so much, Nikki. She knew how much I love this book. And unfortunately, Nikki did not love it. But she knows how much I love it. So thank you, Nikki. I'm so happy to have this indie copy. And then the rest in here. Let's see. Maybe I should go through these a little bit different. Let me see if I can find the first one in the series first. Alright, here we go. This is the first one in the series. So this is King of Wrath by Ana Huang. I have read this book and absolutely loved it. And I ended up unhauling it at one point, and I don't know why. Because I really enjoyed this book. I mean, I think I gave this like 4 stars. But now that I think about it, I wish I didn't unhaul it, but thanks to Nikki, I have it back again. So I'm excited to have this. I might have to reread this as well. So I'm excited for that. And then the next book in the series, which I also have out on KU currently, but I haven't gotten to it yet, but I want to. And that is King of Pride. It's the second book in the series. So I am very excited to continue the series. I've heard great things about this one in particular. And then I think I've heard really good things about the next book in the series and the next one after that. I'm hoping to like collect this whole series. So I want to read the whole series. So I'm excited to read King of Pride. And then this last one in here. We have the next book in that series. Yep, this is book 3. So this is King of Greed in that series. And I'm also excited to read this one. Because I've heard really great things about this one in particular. King of Greed, more than... I think King of Pride and King of Greed, and then the one after this one, I think I've heard the most about. If I'm not mistaken. Ooh, this also has a playlist. I didn't know that. Maybe the other one has a playlist too. Ooh. I happen to really like this playlist. There's a lot of songs in it that I actually really enjoy. Let me look at the second one. I wonder if the second one also has a playlist. Ooh, it does. Ooh, and there's also some really good songs in this one. Let me try the first one. Let me see if the first one has one. It does. Nice. There's also some songs in this list that I also really enjoy. Cool. So, thank you so much, Nikki, that you sent me these books. So I get to have the indie version of Caught Up, which I think is so cool. Because I also will be collecting the traditionally published one when that comes out. So these are the books that I got from Nikki. So thank you so much, Nikki. I am very, very, very happy to have these. And I can't wait to get back into the Sin series as well. Because I desperately want to read them. I might try and make that a priority series in 2026. So that is all the books that I got the past couple of months, including today. Because that box I literally just got in the mail today. So I think I got some really good books in here. For the ones that I haven't yet read, I am very excited to read them. Are there any books in this haul that you've read? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you got this far into the video and you don't feel like being chatty, why don't you leave me a ring for King of Wrath? Because I am excited to get back into the series again. And maybe also, what else should you give me besides a ring? I don't know what else. What else should he give me? Maybe a stone for Brimstone, because I'm almost done with this book. So maybe a ring and a stone if you could find one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love for you to give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me and hear all my thoughts on all these books when I get to them, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.